Lessons every high performer can learn from Snoop Dogg. How to stay cool, build empires, and become truly unfuckwithable. Because let's be real, you can learn more about longevity, energy, freedom, and business lessons from Snoop Dogg than most of these modern grind culture gurus and all the so-called experts that you see online. Because while most high performers are stressed, anxious, and overcomplicating their path to success, Snoop Dogg's been getting richer, sharper, and more respected for over 30 years without ever breaking character. You can call him chill, you can call him smooth, call him a stoner, just associate him with weed if you want to have a limited mind, but what he really is completely aligned. And if you're a high performing man, there are some powerful lessons in how he moves, thinks, and how he builds success and compounds it. So in this video, I'm going to break it down, so stay with me. Lesson number 1 is energy over effort every single time, because most high performers think success is about working harder. Snoop Dogg understood this early, that it's about energy. Your energy is your product. Your vibe is your brand. People don't buy what you do, they buy how it feels to be around you and how it feels to engage with you. And Snoop Dogg's truly mastered that. He never forces it, he just lets it flow. He walks into a room and everyone feels calm because he's calm. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to them horrible bosses and them colleagues that when they walk into a room, everyone feels stressed and the feeling goes, because that's their inner feeling. And you know what that's called? Emotional mastery, or lack of. The same thing most high achievers never develop, because you can have all the money, the power, the strategy in the world, but if your energy repels people, you're going to lose over the long term, because people won't want to be around you and work with you and build with you. Because Snoop Dogg's built a billion-dollar brand and a personal brand by staying authentic, consistent, and keeping good energy. That's alignment in motion, because we don't have to chase trends when we can actually set them. Because most high performers burn out because they're always chasing what's next. New systems, new offers, new hacks, new dopamine hits disguised as shiny objects and strategy. But Snoop Dogg didn't chase that. He built his own lane, and when everyone else was trying to stay relevant, he became timeless by being himself. And he didn't bend to fit the industries, he made the industries bend to fit him. That's what happens when you know who the fuck you are. Authenticity compounds and trends fade. That's like with my high performance coaching. I work with a lot of CEOs and they don't look like me, they don't talk like me, but that's exactly why I can hit them in a different way than a lot of these corporate coaches do. And that's why I tell my clients, inside the alignment blueprint, your goal isn't to fit in. It's to become undeniable, the unfuckwithable version of yourself, because you can't dominate an industry while you're still trying to impress and get validation from everybody around. That validation's got to come from in here. Because smooth doesn't mean soft. Because here's what most people get wrong about Snoop Dogg. They think just because he's laid back that he's not a killer. When to think that, you're completely wrong. He's one of the most strategic, disciplined men alive. He just moves with grace so you don't realize it. That's the definition of being a lion in sheep's clothing, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because power doesn't have to shout and be the loudest in the room. Most high performers operate like it's war every day. Frantic, desperate, over-caffeinated, overstimulated chaos. But real killers stay calm. They move slow. They make everybody else react to them. And that's what alignment gives you, control. Because when you're aligned, you can be calm and dangerous. You can be peaceful and powerful. Still water runs deep, and Snoop Dogg truly embodies that. So as I go deeper into this video, you're going to get more and more lessons on how to apply them into your own life, because you can be everywhere without losing yourself. You've seen Snoop Dogg on the rap albums, TV shows, cryptocurrency adverts, comedy sketches, even cooking with Martha Stewart. But never once did you or anybody else say, oh, he's selling out. Why is that? Because he stayed true to himself. He stayed Snoop Dogg. He managed to diversify without diluting himself. And that's a masterclass that we can learn so much from in brand congruence. Because most men can't do that because they don't know who the fuck they are. They attach their identity to one label: CEO, coach, athlete, entrepreneur. And when that gets challenged, they crumble. Because you're so much more than just that label that you give yourself. Because when your identity is anchored internally, you can expand infinitely. And that's what alignment is. That's how you build empires that last. Because when your internal world is stable, your external world becomes scalable and you start to magnetize in the opportunities and the people and the resources to make your big dreams happen. Because you can tell Snoop doesn't need to prove anything anymore. He's found peace in progress. And that's the paradox that most high performers never reach. They keep chasing the external wins and hoping it's going to lead to internal peace. But peace isn't at the end of the goal. It's how you move towards it. Because Snoop never stopped growing, but he also never lost perspective of what actually truly mattered to him. He likes to smoke weed, have a good time, drive nice cars, date pretty women, but he still stay connected to his roots, his community, his people. He remembers who he is and why he started. He even coaches American football team that his sons play for. And that's how you stay aligned when the world starts clapping for you. Because applause and validation is the most addictive drug there is. It destroys more high performers than failure ever will, because when we get that validation and someone pats us on our back and tells us that we're good enough, it feels amazing. Because longevity is the new luxury. Because you know what's impressive? Not your income screenshots, not your views, not your job title, not your I'm crushing it posts. It's about being relevant and respected and real after decades. And that's Snoop Dogg. That's exactly what true high performance looks like. It's sustainable power. If your success can't outlast your season, then you've built it wrong. Let me say that again. If your success can't outlast your season, you've built it wrong. That's why I tell men, stop chasing short-term spikes and build long-term systems. Because the goal isn't just to win fast and get that one-off win. Yeah, we want the fast wins and the short-term wins, but it's about never falling off and building and compounding long-term. That's what being unfuckwithable really means. Not invincible, just untouchable by chaos. So you've got to learn to be able to be playful with the process. One of the most powerful things about Snoop, he's always having fun. He's laughing, he's dancing, he's smoking, he's rapping, he's living, he's doing podcasts, he's enjoying the ride. Because most high performers forget how to play and how to actually enjoy their life. They've turned their dreams into duties and their purpose into pressure. And it's such a shame when men come to me, they've got 6-figure salaries and they hate their lives. It's crazy. And that's why they can't sustain it and they feel like they're going to crumble. Because joy is the ultimate performance enhancer. Because when you're aligned, being disciplined isn't punishment, it's passion. Because you want to work out, you want to show up, you want to lead, you want to make sales, you want to share your product and service with the world. Because your actions feed and grow your energy instead of draining it. It builds momentum instead of killing your momentum. Because quiet confidence wins every time. Confidence doesn't come from noise, it comes from proof. And you can tell Snoop Dogg has got nothing to prove. That's exactly why he's magnetic. He doesn't need to flex. He doesn't need to talk about his money and how much money he's got. We all know he's got money. He doesn't need to sell you on who he is. His presence sells itself for him because he's been consistent over time. He's got a proven track record. And that's what power is. And that's what every high performer needs to master. Quiet confidence. Because the loudest man in the room is usually the weakest. The calm one who's sat there and already knows the outcome is the winner. Alignment gives you that quiet certainty, that confidence, that aura that you just radiate and magnetize people in with. Because when your internal world is solid, you don't need to shout about it. You just move with conviction and you attract those people in. Which leads me on to probably the final lesson of this video. Control your state and you'll control your life. No matter what's happening, Snoop Dogg never looks rattled. And that's not an accident. That's mental training that he's put himself through. He's mastered his state. Most high performers are just slaves to their emotion. Their energy swings with every single result. And the mood just depends on the metrics. And that's exactly why they're inconsistent. When you let emotions run your execution, you'll never build anything great. And Snoop operates from state control, presence, breath, intention, rhythm. And he brings the same energy to every environment because he's aligned internally. Let me say that again. He brings the same energy to every environment because he's aligned internally. That's mastery. And the biggest lesson of this whole video is authenticity always wins. Snoop never tried to be anybody else, not once. He didn't trade his soul for approval. He didn't water himself for some corporate comfort or to get a pat on the back from the CEO or from the brokers. He stayed real. And he's been paid for it over and over again. And now it compounds forevermore. Generational wealth. That's the formula. Because alignment isn't just personal peace, it's power. And when you're fully yourself, opportunities just flow to you. People trust you, they feel you, and they remember you. You become magnetic. And that's how you build influence that outlasts the hype of all this short-term wins and influencer marketing. And what does this actually mean for you? You don't need to be a rapper to smoke weed or to dance to Snoop Dogg levels, but you do need to understand the code that he lives by. Calm beats chaos. Energy beats effort. Authenticity beats strategy. And alignment beats everything. So if you're watching this and you're that one high performer who's constantly chasing more, stop for a second, pause, even pause this video and ask yourself, do I even like the man that I've becoming or I've become? Because if the answer is no, then all the wins and all the external success and all the money and all the promotions and everything you've stacked up along the way, they mean absolutely nothing. So here's how to apply all this to your own life. I'm going to show you exactly how to implement these lessons today, starting now after this video. Number one, audit your energy. Does your presence calm or drain rooms that you walk in? If you're bringing chaos, you need to fix your alignment. Number two is stop chasing trends. Focus on mastery, not novelty. Depth, not dopamine. Build a system for your peace and structure your life around what brings you clarity, not clutter. And that's exactly why I created the alignment blueprint in the first place. It gives high performing men the daily framework to realign their mindset, their movement, and their money. Which leads me on to number four, protect your state. Start your day calm, not frantic and overwhelmed. Breathe, walk, journal, bang some press ups, because you can't lead others if you can't even lead yourself into doing the things you know you should do. Number five, make joy and play non-negotiable. You can grind and smile at the same time. Snoop Dogg's a living proof of this. So the final message before I carry on with my day, probably going to record a few more of these videos, is Snoop Dogg's secret isn't his chill, it's his alignment. He's proof that you don't need to be loud to be legendary. You don't need chaos to create greatness. He's the embodiment of peace with power. And that's the energy that high performers need to master if they want longevity, wealth, and true fulfillment. Because you can keep forcing success through non-stop grind and through tension and from trying to control situations and have power over people, or you can align, relax, and let your power flow naturally and let the universe work in your favor. The first one's going to burn you out. The second one makes you unfuckwithable. So click the links in the description. Download the alignment blueprint. It's free. If you're serious about change, book a power hour breakthrough call with me. 60 minutes. We'll go deep, break down exactly where you're struggling and how we're going to get you moving forward again. Let's fucking have it. I'll see you in the next video.